Om Vishveshwara Namastubhyang Vishwatma Vishwakarmakrit Vishwabhog Vishwamayustvang Vishwakrirarati Prabhu. Obeisance to Thee, O Lord of the universe. Thou art the soul and the maker of the universe. Thou art the universal enjoyer. Thou again art the universal life. Thou verily art the author of the sport of the universe. Good morning. Today, the title of our talk is Protecting the Holy Fire Within You. Now, the first question would be that whether there is any fire within us or not. Upanishads say, yes, it is right there. In Kathopanishad, during the conversation between the Yama, the teacher, and the student, Nachiketa, Yama uttered this verse when giving all those knowledge, advice. He told that, O Nachiketa, being well aware of the fire that is conducive to heaven, I shall tell you of it. That very thing you understand with attention from my words. That fire which is the means for the attainment of heaven and which is the support of the world, know it to be established in the intellect. He said, Prabravimi, prate bravimi tadume nibodha, swargam agnim nachiketa prajanan, ananta lokapti matho pratishthan, vidhi tvametam nihitam guhayam. Please be nibodha. Give some attention to my words, what I am saying. That fire, which is ananta loka aptim, the attainment of infinite world, that is, the means for the attainment of the result, that is heaven, atho, and also pratistham, the support of the universe in the form of Virat. Virat means that the idea of a cosmic person. And this fire, which is being spoken of by me, Vidhi, you know for sure, Nihitam Guhayam, located in the hidden place, in a guha, in a cave. What is the guha? It is intellect. Behind your buddhi, inside your buddhi, in the envelope of your buddhi, intellect, it is there. Nibodha, you know for sure. And again, we get another kind of utterance in Mundaka Upanishad. He say there, the teacher is saying, Guru is saying to his disciple, this Akshara Brahma, this Brahman is truth. As from a blazing fire, sparks essentially akin to it fly forth by the thousand, so also, O Somya. Somya is a special kind of addressing somebody. O blissful one, O quiet one, O my dear son, do various beings come forth from the imperishable Brahman and unto him again return. Like sparks come out from a huge fire, like that we you, me, all those creatures is coming out from that great fire. We are also a spark and will return to him. The self in the Vedas and Upanishads is often symbolized by fire. We call it Agni. Agni is the word for fire. There are many forms of Agni in Vedic thought. According to the Hindu scriptures, every elemental force is presided over by a deity. The presiding deity of Tejas, fire and heat, is Agni. The religion of the Vedas being mainly centered around sacrificial rites, as Yama told. If you follow this kind of rites, that sacrifice, fire sacrifice, you can attain heaven. But at the same time, he pointed out two important things. I am not talking about this ordinary fire. In deeper sense, it is supporting this universe, whole universe, and in you, it is hiding behind your buddhi, in the cave of your buddhi. It is there. Find it. So first, let us talk something about, give an idea about that Agni also, that sacrificial fire. So that Agni is the god of fire, naturally gets the pride of place in the Vedic hymns. A large number of them are devoted to describing and praising him. He is often eulogized as the supreme god, the creator, the sustainer, and the all-pervading cosmic spirit. All the other gods are his different manifestation. We are talking about Vedic age. He manifests himself as fire, Agni, in the earth, that material Agni, whatever you can see, as lightning and air in the sky, we call Antariksha, the middle space in between earth and heaven, and as the sun in the heavens. In the epics and the Puranas, he is said to have been born out of the face of the Virata Purusha. Married Swaha, the daughter of Daksha, consumed the Khandava forest. If you read in Mahabharata, you will get this kind of incident, Khandava forest. With the help of Arjuna, whom he rewarded with gifts of divine weapons, like the bow, Gandiva, the bow of Arjuna, name is Gandiva, helped Indra to be relieved of a part of his sin of Brahmahatya, and restored Sita to Rama after she had entered the fire to prove her chastity. So in our mythology, Ramayana, Mahabharata, you can get this kind of the mention of Agni. He acts as a mediator between men and gods by carrying the sacrificial offerings of men to gods. When you do the sacrificial rite, you offer habi, put some oblation, some like ghee and many things. Sometimes wood you give. So it carries that our devotion to the God. He is all-knowing and all-powerful. He is all-merciful too. Though an immortal, he lives among the mortals in every house. He protects them by dispelling their difficulties and fulfills their wishes. Without him, the world can never sustain itself. Here from comes the idea of the Panchagni, 5 kind of sacrificial fire. In Vedic age, every householder they used to keep 5 types of Agni. Generally 3 types of Agni, but there are optional to keep 2 types of Agni also. So just have a look on that. First is Garhyapatya. In the Vedic and the epic period, many a Brahmin, a Dvija, twice born, it called. Dvija means twice born, maintained 3 sacred fires, ceremonially established. The Garhyapatya fire was the first. Garhyapatya, this word comes from Grihapati, the householder, the owner, the main figure of the house. the responsible of that household. So the Grihapati. So the Grihapati, the Garhapatya fire was the first, the other two being the Ahavaniya and the Dakshinagni. So the Grihapati, the person, he will establish that fire by kindling it with the aranis through the process of Agnyadhana. So arani means to special kind of wood. If you rub with each other, that fire will come out. So with a specific process, you have to do that. And the mantras is there, you have to utter this mantra, you have to follow. Why I am saying, you will understand afterwards. You have to follow some procedure. It is not like you brought to aranis to, we call Uttara arani and Adha arani. Like, no, you have to follow some kind of procedure. So, the pit for the Garhyapatya fire is round. So, there is instruction. You cannot put that fire here. No, such a shape will be there of the pit. So here the pit is, the Garhyapatya fire is round shape and 1 square aratani in area. So that size also given. I will not explain all those things afterwards. Just to give an idea. So the size also fixed. So an aratani is 1/5 of the height of the sacrificer who establishes the fire. So some measurement is there. The fire itself is used for various purposes such as daily Agnihatra, warming the habis of oblatory material, warming the vessels used for the same, circumambulation, cooking the habis to start the other two fires, etc. and etc. This fire, once kindled, had to be maintained throughout life. Important. So you have to keep that fire, you have to maintain that fire. Now, just I am mentioning the others also. Next one is Dakshinagni. So, this one, it is situated within the sacrificial shed near the main fire, that is Garhyapatya, the first one, to the south. South means Dakshina. So, of that Garhyapatya Agni, in the south direction, you have to put that one, Dakshinagni. The fire pit is semicircular or bow-shaped, and etc. That a particular size is there. Next, Ahavaniya. Most of the special sacrifices are performed in the Ahavaniya, which is kindled by the fire brought from Garhyapatya. So, I forgot to mention about Dakshinagni, what is its use? It is to be preserved permanently since it protects the sacrificer from evil forces. Some works consider its establishment as optional. So, for evil forces, it will keep away all those evil forces. That's why you put Dakshinagni. And about the Ahavaniya, the mound of Ahavaniya is square and is situated on the eastern side of the sacrificial shed at a distance of 24 padas or steps from the Garhyapatya mound. The fire is established at dawn, when half of the sun's disk has risen above the horizon. So time is there. So we call Advaryu, who is doing all those right, lights a few fuel sticks on the Garhyapatya fire and carries them in a vessel containing sand to the Ahavaniya mound, chanting the appropriate mantras. Now, fourth one, Avasatya. Avasatya, this word is derived from Avasatha, a dwelling place. According to one view, the Brahmanas and others who were invited to participate in a sacrifice used to be put up in special dwelling places called Avasatha. Avasatha. So, in the Avasatha, in those days, remember, there was no electricity. You need fire. So when these Brahmanas coming, your guests are coming to attend to all those rituals, so you keep them somewhere. You provide some house, some place. So there, to warm this place or for regular use, they need the fire. So this is Avasatya. Next one is Sabhya. This sabhya, this word comes from sabha. Sabha means a dwelling place, maybe. In a big hall, everyone where they may gather all together. So you have to keep some fire there. So it is called sabhya. So these last two things, many said, there are many opinions about all those things. We do not have much time to go into that. But these things, these last two may be optional. Yeah, it is not necessary. No? You may invite somebody or may not. You may have a big hall or may not. But some says it is optional, some says it is important, you have to. So thing is, they have a particular shape of those feet, particular time, particular mantras, and particular direction to keep, and many things more. So idea is, in earlier days, the sages thought that the thought of God, the thinking process of the divine, should be associated with some daily work. This is the idea. That's what I'm saying. So, as electricity nowadays, you can't do anything. For everything you need electricity. Yeah. For charging your mobile even, you have to charge that. Computer, everything you need that. In those days, it was fire. So they sages, the seers, the teachers of those days, they thought how to associate the thinking process of God to every daily work, anything. Thus, they made some rules to consecrate fire in the house of the householder. In those days, So, and you have to take. And those days, if you think about progeny, next generation, so there are dasavidha sanskaras, 10 types of rituals you have to do in every step. Now, sometimes you go to doctor, after 1 month, 2 months, you know better. All those things, 3 months, 4 months, like that. You go to doctor and you follow some kind of instruction. So in those days, dasavidha sanskara. So every time you're doing some rituals and thinking about God, so that the mother and the baby who is coming, they should be connected with those ideas. And we have a common belief: whatever mother thinks, whatever mother eats, it gets a share of that. So that was the idea. That is beautiful. What happened after a long time, people forget this motive behind all these sacrifices. Then a reformation of religion is needed. That's why Avatara comes, great teachers. We have to follow. We are following every ritual, doing this, that. Why you are following? Think about that. Yeah. There's a beautiful verse in Kathopanishad. And from where this idea came? It says, Aranyor nihito jata veda garbha iva subhrito garbhinibhihi dive dive idyo jagrivadbhir manushevir agnihi etad vaitat. That jata veda, the fire which is nihita, lodged as the deity of the sacrifice, aranyo, in the upper and lower pieces of wood, 2 woods needed. So in the deity of the sacrifice, and aranya, in the upper and lower pieces of wood, which as the eater of all oblations is lodged in the individual person as Virat in the heart. So in the sacrificer, in you, that fire is there. His name is Virata, the cosmic person here. And which is subhritaha, well protected by the men of contemplation, garbha iva, just as a fetus is well protected by garbhinibhihi, by a pregnant woman, through food, drink, etc., that are not condemned, means nutritious food. The meaning is that just as in the world, the fire is well protected, similarly is protected by the priests and the meditators. Moreover, that Agni, fire, which is iddha, laudable and adorable, by sacrificers and meditators in the sacrifices, and the hearts, dive dive, every day, by the sleepless, manushyevihi, by men, havishmadbhihi, who are possessed of oblations, that is ghee, woods, etc., as also of meditation and contemplation, tat, that fire, etadvai, is this only the Brahman that is being discussed. He is saying, give two examples. One, in the sacrifice. Two beautiful words they used. They have used Jagri Vadbhi, who is awake, sleepless. It should not be put out. Fire is important because the rule is there. You have to lifelong. You have to protect, and you know, in those days, tradition was there when the final rites in the cremation will happen. When the person is leaving this world, you have to take fire from that. So, what is important that when we call nitya karma and naimittika karma, when you are following some rituals, injunctions, so without any motive, just following because that your scriptures are told that you have seen your father or mother, that they have done all those things, you are following. And from that shraddha, from that faith, comes a beautiful light. Sometimes you suddenly, just as Sri Ramakrishna, he was following the instruction that his elder brother had given. You know, this is the image of Kali. Follow all those rituals. And with that utmost devotion, with sincerity, he was doing. Suddenly one day, that questions arose in his heart. Oh mother, are you only a stone image? Am I worshipping only a stone? That is the moment. So here, you are offering all those things. What is needed? You must be awakeful, always. It should not be put out. And second option, what is? Habishmad bhihi. You should have some wood, should have some that ghee in your house. You need to keep it to keep the fire. Sometimes you have to add some fuel. Without fuel, you cannot keep. So what is the fuel here? Good thought. Good thought. That's the important point. Here fire is there. So the sages, they are. It is some kind of calling you. Put their good thought. Always. I remember Adishwaranandaji Maharaj of New York in 2006 or 7. He went to Belur Math. We were in training center. He gave a beautiful lecture on that. And on that he told in that lecture that you see in a fireplace, sometimes you have to strike all the woods. Nowadays it's different. You have to put woods, and sometimes with a piece of rod, you have to strike all those things, and replace it sometimes, arrange it. So, who are following a spiritual path, they have to do that. And we'll come on those things, how to do that. So, two things they told. First is Jagri Bhadvi, by sleepless, means untiring, and vigilant. And Habishmadbhihi, you should have some kind of fuel, some wood and ghee, means that good thought. From book, from song, to go to from a pilgrimage place, just collect. And give second example of a pregnant woman, how she nourishes that baby, giving good food, drink, etc. So everything is about good thing. Anindita, that is the word. Anindita, that is, that are not condemned. That kind of food that mother should take. So we have to protect that child here, inside. Here fire, again give a different that aspect. To protect that child, you have to give this kind of thing, good food, good drink. The flame in the heart. The Vedas many times equate the self with fire. The self is said to exist like a flame, the size of a thumb in the heart. This small flame in the heart is the real person. It is his power and presence that allows the body and mind to function. The light of the self lights all the other fires of the body, prana, senses, and mind. That's why it is working. Huh? Even the digestive fire can only work with its support. This flame of the self sustains us through all our states of waking, dream, and deep sleep, and through the entire process of birth and death. Even prana, or the life force, is but its manifestation or shadow. This flame leaves the body at death and carries the sanskaras that propel us on to another birth. Samskara, that impressions. Only for those who are fully realized, self-realized, illumined soul, whose ego have totally merged into their inner fire, are able to escape this process. Means this birth and death again and again. So in the Narayana Sukta, we get this beautiful description of that fire, that some thumb size. It says, in the middle of the heart is a great fire, Mahan Agni. Mahan means great, Agni means that fire. In the middle of the heart is a great fire that carries all light and looks to every side. It is the first eater and dwells, apportioning our food, the undecaying seer. He gives heat to the entire body, from the feet to the head, in the middle of this fire. And it is a suggestion of how to meditate. In the middle of the fire. Go inside of the fire. In the middle of this fire is the subtlest crest of a flame pointed upwards, shining like a streak of lightning from a dark blue rain cloud. In the middle of the crest of this flame, the Paramatman, the Supreme Self, dwells. He is Brahma, he is Shiva, he is Vishnu, he is Indra, Om, and the Supreme Lord. In whatever name you may call. This great fire, Mahanagni, in the heart is the subtle body, and the being behind it of lightning-like appearance is the individual soul of Jivatman. At its core is the atomic point of the Supreme Self, which is the doorway into the infinite light, the Son of Sons, the God of Gods. So, self-inquiry is a lot like cultivating fire. Our awareness grows by offering our speech, breath, and mind into the witnessing self that is the eternal and inextinguishable flame within us. It is the quality and consistency of our offering that is the main factor in growing this flame, not any outer formulas or formalities. So, how you are using your speech, your breath, and mind. It's a spiritual practice. It helps. It is a main factor in growing this flame, not any outer formulas or formalities. So we should remember why we are going to the temple, why we are sitting for meditation, why you are listening to me even. You have to question why. Why? What is the connection between my personal spiritual upliftment? There is a connection, and you yourself have to discover it. Yeah? So this Agni is at once a fire of aspiration, a fire of purification, a fire of tapasya, a fire of transformation. In Yoga Vashishta, the beautiful verse. So we need two things. You have to lit the fire. And second thing, you have to protect that. Yeah, both things are necessary. So, about protection, we have already started. about that Arani, about the pregnant woman, and two kind of example have given. And there's a beautiful expression that in Yoga Vashishta we get. It says that about the liberation, it is like a palace. It's a place. You have to go inside that. In that palace, there are guards who is protecting that palace. You have to please them. How to please that? How you please us, you say? Oh, for many days we are thinking about you. Yeah? Only that day, today morning I was thinking about you, and now you called. So he or she will become happy. So how to please that? You have to keep a regular connection, contact with them. So regularly you have to visit that place. You have to please the sentries, the doorkeepers of the palace. So that is in Yoga Vashishta they put this thing. So the sloka is beautiful sloka. Moksha dware, in the palace, the gate of the moksha. Gate. Dwarapala chvatvara parikirtita shamo vichara santoshas chaturtha sadhu sangama. 4 doorkeepers. First is Shama. One by one will come. Just listen to this word. Shama. Shama means in general controlling the senses, mainly mind. We will elaborate all those points. Then vichara. Vichara, discernment. And not only vichara, it called Brahma vichara. Brahma, about the supreme reality. What is the nature of the reality? What is the nature, or what is the very essence of Brahman? Is that a word? What does it mean? That you are thinking on that. So vichara. Then santosha, contentment. 4th, sadhu sangama, have a holy company. These 4 persons are standing there. But sometimes we have many excuses. Excuses. Oh, Maharaj, you do not know. We are quite busy. Yeah. But we know how we become busy. We make us busy. Yeah, we are not busy. Okay. So ete, for the excuses, they also understood. In those thousands of years back, Yoga Vashishta, it is said that Valmiki told that this advice to Rama. So Valmiki also knew. So he is saying, ete anvesha prayatanena chatvara dau trayo athava daram udghatyantete mokshe raja grihe tatha. Okay, you may say, I do not have time to please all those 4 persons. So he's saying, okay, at least try for 3. At least 2. Then last. Evam va sarvayatnena sarvam utsrijya sangsrayet ekasmin vasage yanti chatvara api vasang tata. Okay, I got. You have time to keep contact with 1. Okay, that will be fine. Because we have seen, if you cannot even managing these all 4, or 3 or 2, give up everything else and take care of at least 1 person. Since others will eventually become your friends if you can manage 1. So they will introduce. Oh, we have met with that person. So he's a beautiful person, all those knowledgeable person. So he can communicate with others that you are his friend. So let us start with Shama. Shama, or the restraining of the outgoing mental propensities. Vedanta Sara said that. Shama, or that restraining of the outgoing mental propensities. So there is 2 words. I'd like to, because sometimes we have to use this technical word. I'm talking about Shama. Shama, not Shama. Shama means forgiveness. Shama, Shama. Shama, or the restraining of the outgoing mental propensities, or curbing or controlling the mind. I found some, again, beautiful expressions about the Shama. Shamena asadhyate shreya shamohi paramang padam shamah shiva shamah shanti shamo bhranti nivaranam. At least I think from the sound you can a little bit understand how beautifully that we call alankara. So it is quiescence, which and this translation is, I think I found 1891. So please forgive me. I had no time to translate, so I took help of the book, and it is quite old enough. 1891, I think. Biharilal Sharma, his translation. So I tried a little bit. So it is quiescence which leads to all good and is reckoned the best state of being. Quietism is felicity, it is peace, and the preventive of error. I hope you can understand a little bit. So Shama means here he gave that kind of translation. But I explain what is Shama is. So Shama, he says, it is felicity. Shiva, what is auspicious? It is Shama. Shama Shanti, it is peace. Shama Bhranti Nivaranam, it will prevent all the errors of your life. Then, the man who lives content with his quiet and a calm clearness of his soul, with a mind fraught with forbearance, makes friends of his enemies. It is second. Third one. Shamas chandramasa yesham ashayah samalankrita shirodana mibodeti tesham paramashuddhata. Those whose minds are adorned with moonlight of quietism, Shama. He gave compares with a moonlight. Feel a flux of beams of purity rising in them like the hoary waves of the milky ocean. Shamasri shobhate yesham mukhendava mukhendo akalankite te kuli nendeva vandya sundarya vijitendriya. We sometimes talk about beauty. So he put, real beauty is not in body, in Shama. How? He says, Shama Shri, Shri means beauty. They whose untainted faces shine as the moon with the luster of quiescence are to be honored as the luminaries of their families and conquerors of the senses by the charming beauty of their countenance. Who has Shama? So, and untainted faces shine as the moon with the luster of quiescence. So, this agitation in mind, it is kalanka. It taints our appearance. Yeah? You can understand. You see any of them. So, it is quite visible. So, if you talk about beauty, have this position of Shama. Whatever is beautiful in the three worlds and in the shape of imperial prosperity and grandeur, there is nothing in them that can afford a happiness equal to that of Shama. So when you can curb your mind, it will reflect in your body, in your appearance, in your presence. So this is Shama. Second, Brahma Vichara. Brahma Vichara means as we that or maybe I thought about Paramartha Chintana. Paramartha Chintana. Chintana means thinking, and Parama Artha. Para means the supreme. Artha means purpose of life. Brahma Vichara. So you have to think, that I already told, that so what is the nature of Brahman? So first one, Shama, gone. Second one, vichara or Brahma vichara. We have to think, second guard, we are talking about second guard. So you have to think about the reality, the nature of the reality. Who is that? And what is the purpose of my life? Why I am here in this world? Why? So again, here is again, who am I and how and where did this world come from? Until such a thought arises in the heart, then the pomp and vanity of this world exists like darkness. Ko aham katham idam cha iti yavan antar vicharitam sangsararambara tavat andhakara pamam sthidam. He says that sangsara arambaram, the pomp of this world, we do many unnecessary things. This is the point. Arambara means unnecessary thing. Many unnecessary things. So it remains as a darkness. You are not getting time, anything, the problem. So remove the unnecessary thing. If you think about what is real, what is unreal, when you understand that, automatically you will go from unreal to real. That is, sometimes we do pray. No? Oh Lord, lead me from the unreal to the real. Why? So you will get a lot of time, a lot of energy in you. So it is said that, second one, the man of right judgment has a soul as deep as the ocean and as firm as a mountain, and a cool serenity always shines within him like that of moonlight. So the person who is expert in thinking, is skillful about discernment between what is real, what is unreal, what is the aim of my life. I do not live a life that aimless life. I do not want an aimless life. I have an aim. I want to remain focused. I have to hold my ground. I do not want to be carried away about the situation that I am facing daily. Morning, evening, I do not want to be carried away. I want to hold my ground. That is vichara. When you have that, this is a beautiful expression. Samudra seva gambhiryam. Like an ocean, you have the gambhirya. Here, the soul becomes as deep as the ocean. But gambhirya has different meaning. Anyhow, it can express in that way. So has soul become as deep as the ocean? Sometimes I love to see when, when a ship or anything that sails through the ocean. When you see the wave, unfathomable, that feel, you can feel that. How deep is that? From where this water's coming? So that in your nature, in your personality, it will reflect. You will get that kind of gambhirya. Second one, dhairyang mero rivasthitam, dhairya, patience, like a mountain. Meru Parvata, they're talking about Meru, so it is a mythological Meru, but just that it will be steadfast, it will be firm like a mountain. The trifles of life cannot move me. This agitation of life cannot move me. And a cool serenity with that anta shitalata, and inside shitalata. A cool serenity always shines within him like that of moonlight, an insight. Those whose minds are not properly thoughtful, who cannot weigh all the things in their minds, no deep matter can ever last long in their troubled hearts. It's true. The very existence of one's faith can be completely destroyed by a very small blow. Hence, it is very important for the seeker to be thoughtful. So, there is a story. So, among sadhus, these stories are there. So, sometimes villagers, they enjoy a fight between a snake and a mongoose. In India, we saw many times a fight between snake and mongoose. They enjoy that. The mongoose bites the snake bites the mongoose. When bitten by the snake, the mongoose quickly goes away, but then comes back and attacks the snake. They saw like that. It is a village folklore. The folklore is that at that time the mongoose goes to the jungle and smells some herbs that deactivate the snake's poison. The mongoose is like a man of knowledge. In mundane life, if someone insults him or his mind is thrown into restlessness for some reason, then a man of knowledge inhales, as it were, the herb of self-knowledge and cures is restlessness. How beautiful. That is the importance. Go back, go inside, time to time, when you're getting time, and smell that herb. Smell the reality of your existence that is here. Smell that. And come back, and again start fighting. Whenever the mind becomes outgoing and loses its equilibrium, he immediately turns inward and, like the mongoose in the story, takes the help of the medicine of the self. So, third one. Santoshaha. Yes, about they say I got one beautiful sloka. So it says, Mathitva Chaturo Vedan. Sometimes we think that it is all about reading. But Vichara is not just reading. What you read, we call Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. First hear or read, whatever. So you read that one. Then Manana, contemplate what you have read. Nididhyasana, put it in practice, go in deep meditation. Or maybe practice in your daily life. You are cooking. Apply whatever whatever the spiritual knowledge you gain in there, so that your cooking became a worship. All those things. So it is not only reading or listening. So it says, Mathitva Chaturo Vedan Sarva Shastrani Chaivahi Sarantu Yoginah Pita Tvakrang Pivanti Pandita. So Pandita here means scholar. Pandita has different meaning, but here it means that only the scholars. So what is the difference between a yogi, means who practice that one, and who only reads? It says, by churning the 4 Vedas and all the scriptures, the yogis have obtained the butter, pure essence of the milk. Once, one scholar came to Sri Ramakrishna. He never mentioned about the sloka, but gave that expression, same expression. You as the real wise person, we only read and got only buttermilk. If goal is that you get the butter, not the buttermilk. So you, the yogins, mathitva, by churning the 4 Vedas, just now you can, we are talking about just 4 Vedas. 4 Vedas means here everything, the scripture, whatever, in every religion, in every country, in every, wherever is. So goal is not the reading. So churning all the 4 Vedas and all the scriptures, the yogis have obtained the butter, the pure essence of the milk. And the buttermilk, which is just the byproduct, that the scholars are drinking. That is the goal. So we have to go deep inside. So santosha, the third one, it literally means contentment. So about be content. So there may be a question. So we should be satisfied with our present situation of our life. We're happy. A young student or a teenage boy or girl, I'm happy playing video games, And I'm happy. I need not to study, I need not to do anything. We are not saying about that. Or maybe I think the other person who are having addicted to drugs even. So content, I am content with my life. For my pleasure, what I want I am having, I am getting from the drug. And say video games or maybe anything else. Maybe. So, no. We are not talking that kind of contentment. We are not that much stupid. So, they told, it is not contentment. What you talk about, it is confinement. Yeah, that kind of contentment is no contentment. It is confinement. In Gita, we found that kind of thing. That pleasure, they talk about tamasika sukha. Tamasika sukha, the lower kind of pleasure that you have. What is the characteristic of that sukha? That pleasure which at the beginning and at the end dilutes the self through sleep, sloth and error is declared to be tamasika. So here you can understand what the lifestyle, what you have, that it is a sattvika kind of pleasure you are getting, or it is a tamasika, the lower kind of thing. So, contentment in the positive sense of the word is far from confinement. It is refinement of insight and taste. When you are getting better taste, you have developed a taste, real taste of life. As their insight gets refined, they understand the superficiality and hollowness of this tamasika sukha, the lower kind of pleasure, and they seek something transcendental. They recognize that there must be something higher, something better, something deeper that is truly worth pursuing. They step up the rat race of chasing after material things and sensual thrills, not because they are too lazy to pursue those things, but because they are too busy pursuing transcendental things. So there is in Manusmriti, there is a sloka I found. Santosha paramasthaya sukharthi sanyoto bhavet santosha mulam hi sukham dukkha mulam viparjaya. So, it said that contentment is the root of happiness, this real kind of contentment, for all high-minded persons, and its opposite, that is discontent, is the root of unhappiness. The non-accomplishment of what is desired being a source of great humiliation for the learned. For these reasons, one should have recourse to contentment. So, and on to explain that, there is a commentary by a scholar. So, Ganganath Jha, he said that these words, which remarks that in connection with all these vratas, it has to be borne in the mind that what is exactly meant by the term vrata is the mental determination that I shall do this, I shall not do that, and that all these have to be taken up immediately after the final bath. So it says that it is about vrata. Vrata, taking some vow, some strong determination. If you want real pleasure, if you do not want that real pleasure, there is something different. If you have that determination, I want that real kind of, that they call akshaya sukha, that undecaying pleasure, the real bliss. If you want that, you have to take this. You have to follow these disciplines. Santosha. Santosha gives some kind of serenity in mind. Serenity of mind. That's important. If here it is disturbance, a lot of disturbance is there. How you can think about higher things? Not possible. So, in Gita, 70th chapter, a sloka we get, Manah Prasada, that word. Somyatyam Monam Atma Vinigraha Bhava Sangshuddhi Rittetat Tapo Manasam Uchchate. While discussing about mental austerities, the first thing they said, Manah Prasada. I'll try to, I'll not explain the remaining things, but here, Manah Prasada is important. Manah Prasada means satisfaction. Somyattang means simplicity. Maunam Atma Vinigraha, gravity, self-control and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind. About the austerities of the mind, the first point is Manah Prasada, serenity of the mind. So, last one maybe Sadhu Sangama, the last guard. So first Shama, then Vichara or Brahma Vichara, third Santosha, have a higher taste of your in your life, and fourth one Sadhu Sangama. In Bhagavata, it says that sadhu, they are like a boat in this fearful ocean of samsara, of this relative existence. They are like boats. The devotees of the Lord, peacefully fixed in absolute knowledge, are the ultimate shelter for those who are repeatedly rising and falling within the fearful ocean of material life. Such devotees, this kind of people, are just like a strong boat that comes to rescue persons who are at the point of drowning. But it is difficult to agree with that. So what we are discussing, let us enter in this point with that. In I think in Mahabharata there is a sloka, and I think all of you have some kind of experience about that. It says, Tarko apratishthah shrutayo vivinna naiko rishirjasya matang pramanam dharmasya tattvang nihitam guhayam mahajano yena gatah sapantha. It says, in YouTube, there are lot of lectures. There are a lot of, every year, millions of books are coming out. And if you read Mahabharata with some context, it gave some its own opinion. Though we have in Indian context that Sharadarshana, 6 schools of philosophy, everybody is explaining in their different way, own way. So you may get confused. So it is said that logic that is not stable. The scriptures also say different things. There is not a single sage whose opinion can be taken as proof. Everyone says differently. On the top of that, the element of religion is also mysterious. Therefore, follow the path followed by great men, the seers. What they did, how they solve out their problem. So that's why sometimes in Gospel Sri Ramakrishna, in our classes we discuss that issue. Because that is their life. For years and years they are practicing all those things. They are facing all those problems. They have own solution. So it says, Sri Rama says, that in the scriptures there is a mixture of sand and sugar. So if you go to a real holy person, on that real, that we can start different that topic. But if you go to a real holy person, you will understand that how to separate with sugar, how to separate sugar and the sand. That is the main thing. if you go. And from when you spend time with them, and that kind of topic, it is not you went there and talking some other issues. It's not that. You talk about the real thing, spiritual thing. Then we'll understand that what path you should follow. And with the help, and that for the company, you will get real devotion. So, here is a sloka from Bhagavata. With that, we can conclude. It said, Yathopasrayamanasya bhagavantam vibhavasum shitang bhayang tamopyeti sadhun sansevatas tatha. It says, this sadhu, this real holy man, is like vibhavasu, like a fire. Just as cold, fear and darkness are eradicated for one who has approached the sacrificial fire, so dullness, fear and ignorance are destroyed for one engaged in serving the devotees of the Lord, the real sadhus. So, we have to protect that fire that we have, that knowledge we always gain. We have to protect that. You see, we learned so many things. Maybe after returning, when you are again engaged with it, you forget everything. So, we have to remember that about these 4 doorkeepers, one by one, practice in your life. Yo antastishtan asheshasya pashyati isha shubha shubham tang sarva shakshinang vishnum namaste parameshwaram. He dwells in all without exception and is the witness of both good and bad. Salutation to him, the all-pervading, the eternal witness, the Lord Supreme. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.